This week on Strong Arm Sports Podcast.
That's the best sleep you can get, and Revis gave that gift to them.
Yeah.
Here's that 10-minute power nap. That good sleep.
Word.
Pay the man. Pay Revis. Pay the man. Pay the man, LaPage. Pay him.
Word.
We supposed to be the losers, but we really know. They used to laugh at us, now we really know. They used to tell me never in my life.
What's going on, folks? Welcome to a brand new, exciting episode of Strong Arm Sports Podcast. We are the realest sports podcast in all the land. In all the land. This happens to be the first time that you are watching or listening to the show. I'm one half of the show. I go by the name of K-Spade, the prospect.
And I'm your boy, LaParis57, and together we form Strong Arm Sports. Spade!
It's making my pecs jump. You couldn't see it under my shirt. I've been in the gym, though. I'm
Spade,
strong arm.
I want to jump right into the show this week. I know I prolong things sometime, but I want to jump right into the show because we got a lot of hot topics we need to talk about. And I want to start in the NBA with the NBA Allstar festivities. You good with that?
That's the best place to start. Let's get it.
I mean, it's really not. We need to be starting in the league. But
Nah, that's the best place to start. Let's get it.
We're going to start in the NBA this week. And I want to say, Spade, the NBA, they do a great job with putting together a whole weekend of festivities, a whole weekend of events that can get people juices flowing for the main event that's going to be on Sunday, and that's the NBA All-Star game. But, Spade, Friday night, they put together a celebrity game, and it had us asking questions like, did big celebrities not want to participate? It had us questioning the celebrities that they picked. A lot of people on Twitter and other media outlets was like, man, this is some lackluster celebrities. I mean, some of these guys, we really had to go look up and see where are they from. We didn't know them. But, Spade, that could be a good thing or bad thing. I didn't like it. And I don't know if that's the NBA's fault. I don't know if that's the celebrity fault not wanting to participate in this event anymore. What do you think the issue is? How do you feel about the celebrity game? Should the NBA scrap the celebrity game? Talk to your boy.
I don't think they should scrap it, but we both, and you did it nice in your intro, so let me go ahead and let folks know what we really did. We were sitting there watching the game, and when we say we watching the game, because we're in two different areas, we usually be in the party or, on the headset, just watching TV, and I'm like, bruh, this is like a C-list celebrity game. Like, who are these folks? Right. These people ain't celebrities. I don't know if you can call this a celebrity game anymore, and I mean, this ain't no shade, because I already know what people gonna say. Those people are more well-known than you. Right. That's why I ain't in the damn thing, because I know I ain't no celebrity. But I want to see big-name people, so I think what happens is you get maybe this person is busy or this person is busy, and then the other people who probably not busy, they start looking at the other list. They look at the roster, and they go, I'm a little too good to be rocking with these folks. You see Kevin Hart was like, yo, I don't think I need to do it no more. Like, Kevin Hart looking around, and he's seeing more and more people who ain't on his level in this game, and it's just crazy, man. They was reaching out to some people who career probably done seen better days, man. Shout out to my boy Master P. I love Master P. P ain't no celebrity like that no more. You don't come to a celebrity game to see Percy Miller. Not no more. You don't. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, bro. I don't think they should scrap it. Just maybe rename it. Maybe call it Celebrity-ish Game or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Just change the name. Right now, it's false advertising.
I mean, I agree with you. I think Kevin Hart retired last year. I think he looked around and was like, you know what? This is getting old. I mean, my team is losing and they still giving me MVP because I'm the big draw here. I'm who everybody came to see. They had a couple people, Spade, that, a lot of people know. They had the personality guy that impersonate people, A.B. He ended up winning the MVP of that. And I mean, they had Nick Cannon. They had some guys, Spade. I'm not saying I'm not saying all these guys are guys we wanted to see, but it's definitely not like before. Before, it was a ton of big names, and I mean, we wanted to see not only the game, but we wanted to see the antics that these guys did, the jokes, just the hilarity that surrounded the event. And I don't feel like we got that on Friday night in that celebrity game. I could be wrong. Interested to know what you guys think about the celebrity game on Friday night. But let's move on, Spade. Let's talk about Saturday night. Saturday night, we had a slew of events. We had the skills challenge. We had the skill challenge. We had the dunk contest. We had the 3-point contest. They got rid of the I forgot what the event was called, but it was like
I know what you're talking about.
It would be the
event. Be a WNBA player.
Yeah, the old vet and then the player from the team. They got rid of that, which I think was a good event. I don't know why they got rid of that. They got rid of that. But I mean, they could have kept that in and then kept the concert with Khaled off. Like, they could have got rid of the concert with Khaled and kept that portion of the event there. But they got rid of that event. I forgot what it was called. Somebody gonna get it, name it in the comment section down below. But let's talk about the skills challenge, Spade.
All right.
The skills challenge, you made some great points about the skills challenge. This is why I kind of want to separate each event, because you made some great points about the skills challenge on Twitter, and I want you to share your points on our show. I mean, what's the use of having a sports show if you ain't going to share your points about a certain event on our shit? So talk about what you said about the skills challenge, Spade. What didn't you like about the skills challenge?
The first event, the first time they bring two guys out and we watching, I'm expecting to see like split screen camera or something like that. No, you got two guys running through the obstacle course or whatnot, dribbling in and out of the little whatever. And then they got to do a layup, and they both, it shit look like they playing chicken or something. They both running, they making a V toward the basket, and somebody's basically got to hold up or wait so the other person can lay up. So I'm like, wait a minute, they supposed to be racing. You got them running at each other. Then they come back on the back end, and they got to shoot a three, and they missing threes because they shooting at the same time because you racing. So you don't want to wait and let your opponent shoot first. You're trying to get your shot off. So they shooting at the same time. The balls is kissing. Pause. That didn't sound right. But the two basketballs are hitting each other and bouncing off the rim. And I was like, who thought this up? Like, why not start one on one end of the court, one on the other, and let them kind of race past each other to do the layup and then come back to shoot the jumper so they'll be on the opposite ends of the court. But bro, that's what I do. Like, my job, I take things, you send me things, and I tell you how to make it better. NBA, hire your boy. Y'all drop the ball on the skills. If I'm not mistaken,
I think they used to do it that way. I don't know why they changed it. I could have swore they did it that way before.
It seemed like they did, because I don't ever remember seeing them go at the same basket like that. It was just awkward. It didn't look right. It didn't make sense. And it killed Isaiah. Like, Isaiah lost because every time he shot a three, it would get knocked out of the rim by the other person's shot. It was trash.
Now, Kristaps Porzingis ended up winning that event. How do you feel about Kristaps? I mean, they call him the unicorn for a reason. He's 7'1", whatever he is, 7'1". He can shoot. He can run the court. Yeah. I mean, how do you feel about Kristaps winning that event? I was rooting for Jokic. Jokic is my dude now. I was rooting for him. He didn't make it. But how do you feel about Kristaps?
I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked that you was rooting for Jokic. Jokic got yoked on. Kristaps for the win. I like Kristaps, man. Kristaps, they kept giving my boy Kristaps a close-up. That was kind of freaking me out because had something going on with his face. But as far as his play, hey, when he came down and banged that three to win it, he came down and pulled a three. He made his first shot. I mean, we already know at this point. We know what Kristaps can do. That skills challenge is set up for somebody like him who can do a little bit of everything, and it looked good. He the man.
A funny situation happened in that skills challenge. Reggie Miller was calling Jokic whatever his name is, Jokic, but he was calling him Djokovic, and I'm like, Reggie, I don't think that's his name. I think that's a tennis player. He was calling him Djokovic. That's not his name, Reggie. Reggie got to do better. But let's move on. So the next event, Spade, was the 3-point contest. And everybody,
it was the best.
Spade, it was hands down the best part. The best event. It was the best event. Let me say that.
Yeah,
and everybody had Klay Thompson walking away with. It was like, why did everybody else show up? It's Klay's event to lose. Spade, how do you feel about that? Was you shocked by EG winning?
Well, I wasn't necessarily shocked by EG winning because EG gets a chance to play with the greatest ball distributor in the NBA.
You can't say his name. You are banned from saying his name,
What you mean?
You can't say that man's name.
We just keep saying Jokic, and Djokovic. So he can have 3 damn names, but we can't say James Harden. Come on, man. But no, seriously, I wasn't surprised to see EG win. What I was surprised about was how competitive Kemba looked. Kemba went out there and looked like he wanted to win that joint. And I didn't know Kemba. I'm not saying I didn't think he could shoot before for the Hornets fans show up. I knew he could shoot, but you got to understand what you do in the game and what you do in the 3-point contest. They two totally different things. Like, people didn't really expect, C.J. McCollum to do that well because of the type of scorer he is. Like, people who don't get a lot of lift off their jump shot, they seem to do well in the 3-point contest because you're fatigued over the time of the rack. So I ain't really expect Kemba to come out there and cook that like that, but Kemba looked like he wanted to win that guy. And if EG wasn't the man, he probably would have won.
You know, the crazy thing is Charles Barkley and Kenny Smith during the event, they was kind of playing out Nick Young, and Nick Young came out there and was wetting too. Nick Young was like, I can't believe they picked me to go last. He was like, Shaq picked me to go last. I got to throw something at his statue outside the Staples Center. You know, made a little joke right there. But I'm like, Nick Young said, let me tell you something. He said, I might not win this thing, but I ain't coming in last. And Nick Young did not come in last. Poor Wes Matthews. Maybe that need to be his name. Mess Matthews. That need to be his name.
Matthews.
That need to be his name. Poor Wes Matthews and poor Kyle Lowry. Can we stop inviting Kyle Lowry? We gotta
Kyle gotta stop. Kyle, don't do that.
Kyle, don't come to the event, Kyle. Like by far, it was the best event. It was Spade. Me and Spade was in the party last night, man. I was excited. I was rooting for Kyrie. I wanted Kyrie to get that thing. It looked like Kyrie got a little fatigued when he was shooting in that last rack, but I was in here like, let's go. They was making shots. At one point, EG had the middle rack, and that I said, yo, this dude is not missing. He got it. Like EG went unconscious on the middle rack, and it was ball game over. Yeah. I was really excited for that event. Spade, let's move on.
All right.
The dunk contest. Now, a lot of people
saying like that?
Because Spade, I went on Twitter last night, Spade, before I even get into the event. I went on Twitter last night, like, we might need Zach LaVine. And mind you, I know somebody want to be like, Zach LaVine hurt, but Zach LaVine pulled out of the event before he even got hurt. He was like, yo, I ain't coming back. So everybody assumed, okay, it's AG, it's Aaron Gordon competition to lose. It's his to lose. But then all this hype surrounded this kid from Phoenix, this Jones Jr. guy. He was like, oh, okay. He wasn't on the roster. He was in the D League. I had to look him up on YouTube, and I was like, oh, this dude got hops. This dude can dunk. Yeah. I can't wait to see what this kid do. All last night, Spade, everybody was picking the Jones kid from Phoenix to win the competition. Spade, what do you feel about the competition? A lot of people are saying it's going down as one of the worst, if not the worst. How do you feel about it?
It definitely wasn't the worst. It wasn't the worst, and it's crazy because I'm typically real hard on the slam dunk contest, just like you are. But last night, you was wilding. Some of the stuff, look, the one that Devin Booker threw off the side of the backboard, right? And Jones caught it, went through the legs, and windmill that guy a little bit, left-handed. I was like, yo, that was clean. And you was like, man, we done seen this before. We seen this before.
Like J.R. Ryder kind of did that, clean. Man, way back when.
Yeah, but look, this guy did it on the first try, and it wasn't no rim grazer. Like, he did it on the first try, and it was clean. I don't know. I feel like that dunk contest wasn't that bad. I don't really feel like it was that bad. But, you know, for what it's worth, people was a little tight. Man, the slam dunk contest. And then y'all want to know why LeBron won't get in it, because y'all can't be pleased.
I mean, y'all can't be pleased. Like, we do be hard on these guys. I mean, Spade, they're the best athletes in the world. They're the best athletes in the world. We expect greatness. I think the dunk that Aaron Gordon was doing with the drone, if he would have got it the first time, I think that dunk would have been amazing. But you cannot be, and I hate to be that old guy, Spade, but back in the day, when we were seeing Dominique and Jordan and all these guys, they made the dunk on the first try.
Nick wasn't doing shit but windmills.
Spade, you know what?
Nick was running up.
You had a conversation last night, which I want to bring, to the fold on the show. I said, aren't we tired of people just going between the legs? And I was like, why not try and like go behind the back? Do something with the ball behind your back. Every single dunk is, I gotta go between the legs. And what did you tell me, Spade?
See, first of all, let me tell y'all this. I am a
before you go, Spade. Wait. Before you go,
I gotta tell you.
Wait. Before you go, I want to say this too. A lot of people, which I hate. I hate when people do this. They say, "Oh, well, can you do better, bro? Just because I can't dunk or shoot like Steph Curry, don't mean I can't critique these guys. We play video games. We critique the shit out of these devs about these video games, and none of us write code. So just because you can't do something, don't mean you don't know how to do something the correct way. Just because you can't do it.
That's true. That is true. To your point, I go to a restaurant and I order lobster tail and a filet mignon. If it ain't cooked right, I'm gonna be pissed off. Can I cook better than that chef? Probably not, but I know I want my food better than this. So I agree. But I'm talking about your question about going through the legs. I got to let people know I can answer this as an ex-dunker. Now, before, me and Gravity, we used to have it out. I used to kick Gravity ass until I don't know what happened. Gravity got in the gym one day and all of a sudden,
undefeated, champ.
Your boy can't dunk no more. But I told the Paris, because he asked me, he said, Spade, why does everyone go through the legs? And I said, it is difficult. Those guys make it look so easy. But I think for me, and if anybody in the comment section, if you listening, if you a dunker or an ex-dunker, feel free to share your experiences. But it's not that difficult to go around the back. Like, I probably could, in a 9-foot, I probably could go around the back right now, boom it like it's nothing. But going through the legs, I told him, as crazy as it sounds, like lifting your legs and doing that, I don't know, it's like it make you heavier. I don't know. It's difficult. It is more difficult. It is more challenging to go through the legs than around the back. That's facts. Anybody who disagrees with that, hit my @ on Twitter. I'm looking for you. Like, hit me up. I want to know who think that that's more difficult. But yeah, you are right. You see the go through the legs thing a lot.
Spade.
It's just the issue where, man, we late in the cycle, fam. I don't really know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's tough. It's tough because you like agree, the drone drop dunk. But basically, that was just a bounce through the legs dunk. If you think about it. Yeah. That's the equivalent of him throwing the ball up, catching it off the bounce, and going through the legs. It just dropped from the drone instead of him throwing it.
I get it, but I mean,
I like the side of the backboard dunk. That was clean. That was clean. On the first try, that was clean. That's a 50.
I'm not saying it was a bad dunk. I don't want to, but I'm just saying, I'm tough on the dunk contest because Spade. TNT. Had some street ball dudes do a dunk contest, and they was doing stuff that we was like, yo, these dudes are better than the NBA dudes, and that's just a fact. That's a fact. Like, yeah, it was maybe it's a little dude. It's a little dude. He like, I want to say like 5, maybe 8 or 5'9", and he was like, man, I can come to the NBA dunk contest and win the dunk contest right now. I've been saying to make the dunk contest more interesting, they need to add these guys. But I understand it's all. I mean, I said this on previous shows when we talked about this before on, during the All-Star game in previous shows. But I said, they need to implement these dudes. But these dudes want to make these dudes sign a waiver, give them a little insurance policy, make them sign a little waiver, and that should take care of that. But I understand why the NBA don't do it because it's a liability. I understand all the business aspect. But I think we can get better dunks. And I don't want to. We could have got better dunks this year from those guys. Last year, I was hard on it last year, but compared to this year, last year was miles better, Spade. Miles.
Miles, what bro. I feel like you're doing is you're looking at the height. So, like, the best dunks of last year may have been better than the best dunks of this year. But overall, like, it was some trash-ass dunks in last year's, too. But let me go back to your previous point about the guys on the TNT Slam Dunk Contest. There are people who, like, that's what they do. They try to invent dunks and, like, that's what they do. These NBA players, that's not what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like, they try to be the best players in the world. It's guys that try to be the best dunkers in the world, and they should be better at dunking. That's all they do. Some of them dudes who can dunk like hell ain't got no game. Trash as hell. Trash as hell.
I mean, yeah, they ain't in the league. And some of them people,
right.
ain't beat
not being
school.
in the league. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But let me tell you, Ace, I want to say I'm being hard on it. I enjoy All-Star Weekend. I enjoy All-Star Weekend as a whole. But last night, I mean, it wasn't just me though. A lot of people was like, man, it was lackluster. And I guess I got kind of sued because I was expecting more from Aaron Gordon. I was expecting more for the Jones dude. Like, the Jones dude had that one dunk. Other than that, it was like, I'm interested to know what the fans think.
He tried to jump over all the people because that one wasn't clean. You know, I'm gonna tell you the problem with a grown man jumping over a bunch of other grown men. When you don't clear them, you putting your junk on another man's head. Then that's where I draw the line. You know, I think he had poor Devin Booker in the front of the line. He ain't cleared Devin. Now you crotch thrusting Devin in the head like that. That's never okay. That's never okay. The side of the backboard dunk was clean as hell. Like I want y'all to watch it again. It was clean. It was clean. That was dope. I want to
say we mentioned Aaron Gordon and we mentioned Jones from Phoenix, but we didn't even mention the champ. I happen to like the big dog's kid, Glenn Robinson III. I happen to like his dunks.
He impressed.
Yeah, he did. I liked his dunks, but I'm not gonna front. I expected more, and that's maybe just me having high expectations because these guys are the best in the world. Maybe it's not fair for me to do that, but that's just what I was expecting. I'm interested to know what the fans think. How did you feel about the events that transpired over the NBA Allstar weekend so far? We still got a game. We still got the All-Star game coming up. But how do you guys feel about the events? The dunk contest, skills challenge, and the three-point contest so far this weekend? Leave it in the comment section down below.
All right, well, let's go ahead and move forward, man. Yeah. The NBA All-Star weekend has been pretty good to me, other than the celebrity-ish game. But before we got the All-Star weekend, we had some NBA games this past week, and don't let the All-Star festivities make you forget that we had a very controversial
It wasn't controversial to me.
It was very controversial. So if you guys can see it, man, Boston, Chicago, they was having an epic battle. IT was doing what he do. He was up there cooking up, serving these dudes up. But at the end of the game, IT was actually off the floor. They had Marcus Smart in the game, who was supposed to be a better defender. My bad, somebody blowing my phone the hell up, fam. Anyway, at the end of the game, man, you had Isaiah Thomas off the court. You had Marcus Smart on the floor, who's a better defender. He was guarding Jimmy Butler. Jimmy needed to make the shot to win the game. Jimmy was coming down, great ISO ball, one-on-one. He pulled up, great defense from Smart. He actually created a little bit of space. Smart tried to close out, and maybe like this much. Can the camera see? Maybe like that much of his finger just touched Jimmy on the elbow. Just like that. Foul. Just on the elbow.
That's a foul.
Fam, hold on, fam.
Okay.
Just like that right there, fam. Right there. Foul. Jimmy pulls the shot, misses the shot, says no call, and the ref blows the whistle, says foul, send Jimmy Butler to the line, he makes the free throws, and the Celtics lose. Now, let me give you a little bit of backstory about Chicago. Chicago, they trash, first of all. I don't care what my co-hosts over there say, they trash. But they keep getting bailed out at the end of the games. It was also a phantom call on Dwayne Wade earlier this season against Sacramento, where Dwayne Wade wasn't even touched, and he got the whistle, and that helped them win that game. They
now,
keep
that
getting bailed out
at
the end.
That wasn't a foul.
I don't know about this one either, fam. So, to make matters worse, and with modern day technology, we can slow things down. We get slow motion. We got 15,000 angles. We got cameras every damn where they go back and they look at it, and you can see the ref on the baseline watching the shot. They show him. He's watching the shot, and it looks like he waits until the shot miss, and then he calls a foul. The Celtics feel like they was robbed. I feel like they might have a reason to feel like they was robbed. LePere, speak the gospel.
The gospel is the Dwayne Wade play you talking about in Sacramento was not a foul.
I know.
The Jimmy Butler play you're talking about against Boston was definitely a foul. It was definitely a foul. Definitely a foul, Spade. And I mean, Spade, like we keep it. First of all, we're not trash. We're currently in the playoffs. We might be in like the 7th or 8th spot.
Oh, y'all moonwalking backwards. Give it some time.
Spade. First of all, if Jimmy Butler keep getting superstar calls like he just got against Marcus Smart, we're going to be just fine. We're going to be.
You ain't never lied. So you admit it was BS right there. You just admitted it was a BS call. No, I said he got a superstar call.
He definitely grazed him on the elbow. That is a foul. Okay. That's a foul.
But how you feel about the ref looking at the shot and waiting till the shot missed, though?
Spade, when we talked about this off camera, I told you we see this a lot. Like a lot of times, somebody will drive to the basket, Spade. The layup will go up. The ref will keep the whistle until he see the ball miss, and when he missed, then he'll call a foul. We be like, "Oh, that was mad late. What are we doing?" But they still call it a foul. They don't make that big of. I mean, the NBA. I forgot what it's called. Spade. The NBA got this thing after the game. They go to these referees or whoever they are, and they talk about like the last 30 seconds of the game, and they said it was a foul. It was a foul. Jimmy Butler went down there, clutched down 2 big free throws, and got us a dub that we so needed, Spade. First of all, it's one game. Let's not make a big deal out of one game. It's one game.
Oh my God!
Let's not make a big deal out of one game, Spade.
Bro,
let's not make a big deal out of one game. But it definitely.
That's terrible,
Spade. What? I said the Dwayne Wade play. You went back to the Dwayne Wade play. That was months ago. It was months ago.
Y'all keep getting bailed out, fam. Look, all right, let me ask you this. Fair question, right? We know that Smart made a little bit of contact with Jimmy Butler's arm. Want me to tell you why we know? Want me to tell you why we know? Because we got 1,000 angles in slow motion technology, and we've zoomed in so close that I can see a little bit of dirt under Marcus Smart's fingernail. Now that ref in real time had to watch that in one angle, full speed from the baseline. Could he really see if that man touched his elbow? Could he?
Spade, don't blame the ref because his eyes don't have retina display. His eyes don't have retina
Oh my God, bro.
Bro,
he's saying that ref saw that.
Spade, he's seen a foul. He called the foul. He seen it. He blew the whistle. It's a foul.
Wow.
I would love that if this was reversed and the Bulls was playing the Heat and Jimmy Butler hit Waiters on the elbow. You'll be like, that was a foul. But because it's Chicago and Wade went to Chicago, Wade didn't even play that game, by the way. Wade went to Chicago.
Why you trying to make this
you
about
want to
Wade?
say, this is all a problem because the Celtics got hold, yada, yada, yada. Celtics going to be just fine. It's one game.
Basketball. Marcus Smart got put on the court because of his defensive prowess. And he played a brilliant defensive possession.
It wasn't brilliant. He touched his elbow.
He got hosed. What else we got?
Bro, did he? Let me ask you a question.
Got hosed.
Did he not touch his elbow?
After looking at the Trinitron 3000 zoomed in slow motion display, yeah, he did. But ain't no way that ref saw that.
That ref seen it. He blew the whistle.
I will say this. I don't know how to say this dude's name, so I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to jack it up. But it is it's like an NBA analyst that was saying when he did some work in Phoenix, he used to like train with Dan Marley. He said that he would wear protective gear because Dan Marley would kick when he shot. He said he could punch Dan Marley in the face during a shot and it would not affect Dan Marley whatsoever. But if he touched Dan Marley on the elbow, Dan Marley would lose it. He says shooters hate to be touched on their elbow. So in contrast and being fair, maybe that affected the shot. Honestly, man, Jimmy was going to miss that anyway, man. Jimmy ain't clutch.
Jimmy clutch?
Jimmy ain't clutch. He ain't clutch. He wasn't going to make that shot.
Slander. Yeah, I'm not about
he
to
wasn't
allow.
Gonna make that
I'm
shot,
not about
man.
to allow
maybe it's a
or
foul.
the supporters of SAS to slander my Chicago Bulls. Let's move on. Let's slander another team. You good with slandering another team? Let's slander the Orlando Magic. Let's take it down to Orlando. Because if you guys didn't know, the Orlando Magic made some moves, which we kind of already talked about. So they traded. They ended up trading Serge Ibaka. First of all, let's go back.
Yeah, let's go back, bro.
Let me go all the way back. So the Orlando Magic have a big name, Vucevic. They had Aaron Gordon, who we think has good potential. But in the offseason, they made another signing in Bismack Biyombo. They signed Bismack Biyombo, and me and Spade was like, hold up, wait a minute. What are they going to do with Vuce and AG now? What is going on? So that happens. The season come out. They said they're going to play Aaron Gordon at small forward. They starting Serge and Bismack first. Vucevic coming off the bench, who in fact was their leading scorer, if I'm not mistaken, last year. Wasn't he, Spade?
21 a game last game.
Him and Evan Fournier was 1 and 2 in scoring. Vucevic was coming off the bench. Mm-hmm. Fast forward during the season, me and Space still confused, don't know what what are the Magic doing? What's going on? Not only did they sign these guys, they ended up signing Jeff Green to a friendly deal, like $8 million a year, $9 million a year. And we move forward a little more. The season is progressing, and we like, whoa, Vooch coming off the bench. They starting Bismack. What is going on? Is they getting Vooch out of there? For whatever reason, Vooch gets back into the starting lineup. Don't let Vooch do what he do.
For whatever reason, because they needed the scoring.
I mean, he doing what, like I said, Vooch do what he do. Vooch back to getting 20-something a game. That's what Vooch just do. I mean, he was getting 20-something a game off the bench anyway, but that's what Vooch do. So anyway, Bismack to the bench. They start Serge and Vooch, and we like, okay. Then Alfred Payton goes to the bench. They're starting C.J. Watson. They're starting Augustine. We don't know what's going on with the Magic. But they end up trading Serge Ibaka. They put Serge Ibaka on the block. They get calls from everybody. Serge Ibaka gets traded to Toronto for Ross. And we like, what is going on? So they trade Oladipo for Serge Ibaka to only trade Serge Ibaka for Terrence Ross. Now, Spade, me and you had a conversation today when we was going over topics. I said, do we think Terrence Ross is a better player than Oladipo? I think, aside from shooting, I think Oladipo is a better all-around player than Terrence Ross. You said what?
I think Oladipo is a better defender than Terrence Ross. I'm not sure that Oladipo does anything else better than Terrence Ross. He don't shoot as good as Terrence Ross, and I don't think he's as athletic as Terrence Ross. I just think he's better defender. That's it.
Okay, that's fair. That's our opinion on that. You guys talk about that in the comment section. Let us know who you agree with. But that's not it, Spade. That's not it. So the Orlando Magic not only made that trade with Toronto, they're going back to an old friend. They made a trade with last year with Tobias Harris and Ersan Ilyasova, who's not even with the team no more, and Brandon Jennings, who's not even with the team anymore.
Who they sent packing.
They want to trade with the Detroit Pistons again for Reggie Jackson. Spade.
Rumors.
It's a rumor, but Spade, what in the hell are the Orlando Magic doing, bro? What are they doing?
You know what you left out?
What's that?
Left out of this pandemonium?
What's that?
It's also rumored that they turned down a deal for Boogie Cousins.
Oh, I forgot about that.
They possibly had a deal for Boogie, and they said, nah, we good. We just like being trash. We don't want Boogie Cousins. Yeah. We like just being trash over here. I don't know, man. Orlando is at the start. Look, before the season, I like being right. You know that, right, bro?
Yeah, I know.
You knew that? Because I never told you that before.
Spade, I know you like being right. And I hate that.
I didn't know.
I hate that the supporters of this show make it that you're right 50% of the time.
You help how many percent?
50% of the time.
That's not true. Anyway,
that's true.
Before the season even started, I asked you guys, the supporters of the show, I said, what the hell is Orlando doing with all these bigs? What are they doing? Like, first of all, we went back, but let me go back a little bit further. The team was growing. It was a young, exciting team to watch. They had Elfrid Payton. He ain't really great, but he was exciting to watch. You had Victor Oladipo. You had Tobias Harris. You had Vooch. You had Evan Fournier. The team looked like a team to keep an eye on. Well, Tobias Harris felt like he was the man, and they said, you know what? We feel like Vic is our dude. So they get Tobias Harris out of there. And I was like, okay, they're going to build around Vic. Then they get Vic out of there. Then the pieces they got for those people, they get them out of there. Then they go get like 5 bigs because they just want to be a great defensive team, I guess. But that don't work. Then they get them out of there. I don't know what they're doing. Now, I will defend the GM or owner, whoever pulled the string, or whoever pulled the chair, should I say, on the Boogie Cousins deal. I understand that. Now, in my research, I found the guy said there was 2 things he was concerned about. One, being able to re-sign Boogie, because Boogie's got a big contract coming up. And what's the sense in trading away all your assets if Boogie gonna say, I ain't finna stay in Orlando, I don't give a damn about SeaWorld, and he's out, then you lose out. That was one thing. And the other thing he said he was concerned about was building a franchise around Boogie, because Boogie act a ass on the court. He act a ass. So, yeah, I don't necessarily – I'm not saying that they should have took that deal, but at least it would have got them some wins this year, especially in the weak East. I don't know what they doing, bro. All I want to say is if you're an Orlando fan, you might as well come on down to Miami and root for these Heat while we still got some room on our bandwagon, because in Pat Riley we trust, and we're going to be great again real soon, and y'all going to be trash still.
Man, listen. I mean, Spade, the speculate, the rumor mill said Reggie Jackson for Augustine, and who else, Spade? Who was the other guy?
Let me pull up some tabs.
Jeff Green. So I said, I told Spade, I said, so Detroit want another small forward, power forward type of guy to go with they already slew of power forward big guys, small forward big guys. I mean, they got Lord, they got Tobias Harris, they got Stanley Johnson, they got Drummond. I mean, I know Drummond is center, but they got Baines, they got big. So I think the sign and trade. I think Detroit don't like Reggie Jackson. I think they like Ish Smith better. That's why I think they're trying to get rid of Reggie Jackson. But
yeah, because they clearly not looking to replace his production. Not with DJ Augustine and Jeff Green. They not.
Yeah, I actually think
they definitely trying to.
Ish plays point for that team better. That's what I think. But Orlando getting Reggie Jackson. I like Reggie Jackson, but I mean, now you still got C.J. Watson. You still got Elfrid Payton. Now you want to add Reggie Jackson, who, if I'm not mistaken, just signed a kind of, I don't want to say a big deal, but it might be a friendly deal with what these guys are getting now. But he will be there for the next couple of years because if I'm not mistaken, he just re-upped with Detroit. So I just don't know what Orlando, what's their plan. I mean, maybe it ain't my job to know, but I'm looking at Orlando and I'm like, every move I see them making, I don't see them making moves to get better. I don't know what the plan is. I don't know.
I don't either.
If you're an Orlando Magic fan, please let us know what the hell going on. If you live in Orlando and you go to the Magic games, let us know what the hell going on down there, because they don't even like Hazonia, who I think is a good player. He's solid. They don't even play that guy. So I don't know what they're doing. I don't know.
Yeah, but if you live in the Orlando area and you go to the game, be a Strong Arm Sports correspondent for us. Throw the mic in their face and say,
Word.
I'm here representing Strong Arm Sports. What the hell are y'all doing?
Word.
What are y'all doing? Because we don't know. We ain't been able to find out all season, and we at the halfway point and we still don't have a clue. I don't know that they have a clue. Let's move forward, man. You want to talk a little bit of NFL news?
Let's go.
Happy about that, right?
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
I figured, let's talk about one of our favorite running backs. I'm talking about Adrian Peterson.
Zeke Elliott? Oh.
It sounds, I said our. You the only person that likes Zeke.
You call him Prop Top. You got a nickname for him.
I don't even, bro. Anyway, Adrian Peterson, the more we listen to reports from this guy's camp or whatever, it sounds like he's pretty sure that the Minnesota days are over.
Yep.
I don't know. It just seems like he keeps talking about how much he would like to play for this team or that team, and he ain't really saying that about Minnesota. I'm not really sure what's going on. But we talked about the possibility of him being a Dallas Cowboy and how we didn't really feel like that made any sense. But now he's saying that he also would like to play for the New York Giants. Now, before you go, LaParis, let me give you, because you know I like to do numbers, let me give you a stat that was pretty mind-blowing. The leading rusher for the Giants this past season had less than 600 yards rushing and less than 4 rushing touchdowns. So they definitely could use a running back over there. However, they seem to have this running back by committee thing. They got 3 or 4 names in the backfield. Jennings and Vereen, the first 2 to come to mind, but they certainly not the only 2. Does this make sense for both parties? Or is this just AP just doing, I don't know what the hell AP doing. Does it make sense, though, to you?
I think it would. I think it makes sense for the Giants. The Giants definitely need a running back. Even if you getting, let's say AP is 75% of what he was. He's still better than anything the Giants got back there. My concern would be AP going to the Giants because the Giants' offensive line is kind of subpar. They're kind of subpar. And you don't want AP taking those hits and potentially being injured again. At least I don't. Even if he was with the Giants, I want a healthy AP. AP healthy in the league. I love seeing AP run the rock. I want AP to be healthy wherever he decides to go. It's also rumored that he may go down there to the Houston Texans, but the Giants was what was reported this week.
Oh, what's going on with Lamar?
I guess they're going to do running back by committee. AP on the block, everybody want AP. AP a free agent or whatever he is. Everybody, the Cowboys threw their name in the hat, and they got Zeke Elliott. So, AP, I just don't like AP to the Giants, not only because I'm a Cowboy fan, but because I don't trust the Giants' offensive line. I don't think they have a good enough offensive line to hold blocks for agent AP that I think definitely needs a better offensive line than the Giants. I definitely think it would definitely open it up for the Giants offensively. You got a stud back there like AP. Like I said, even if he's 75% of himself, I don't think we can say Eli ever had a guy like that back there. Even if you want to say Tiki Barber, I don't think.
Yeah.
He's never had a guy
Tiki and Brandon
AP
Jacobs
caliber
together,
back there.
and they might be AP.
Say it again.
You could take Tiki and Brandon Jacobs together, and they might be AP.
Word, yeah. Like I don't think he's never had a guy like that of AP caliber back there. So that definitely opens up the play action. They definitely. We come on.
I bet you Odell happy.
I'm about to say, but Odell is going to open up. It's going to make they can't double Odell with AP back there. Because they're going to have to stack the box. So more one-on-ones. They got Sterling Shepard. They just cut Victor Cruz. It's reports that they may sign a tight end. We have to wait. Draft a tight end. Excuse me. So I think AP will help the Giants, but I don't know if the Giants is a good fit for Adrian Peterson. But we'll wait and see, man. What do you think?
Spoken like a wounded Cowboys fan. This makes sense for both parties. You're worried because AP solidifies them as division champs, and you're worried.
I'm not.
You're worried.
The Cowboys are going to be just fine. We're just fine.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Even if
what else we got?
They beat us twice. And we still
without AP. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, Victor Cruz scored a touchdown. They cut him.
Yeah. Something tells me they're gonna replace his production just fine. Don't worry about it.
I want to know what the Giant fans think, man. There's some people from New York that watch our show. Leave in the comment section. I mean, hey, tweet your boy. Let me know. You're a Giant fan? I know y'all want Adrian Peterson. That's a dumb question. But do you think it's a good fit for both parties? Do you agree with Spade? I think it's a great fit for the Giants. But if I'm AP, I don't want to go to the Giants. I don't know why they was throwing out the Texas name. I don't know what's up with Lamar Miller. But like I said, AP about to be a free agent, or whether he on the block or whatever Minnesota going to do with AP. I think everybody throw their name in that hat. But Spade, let me ask you before we move on.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is a good fit for him? You think the Giants is the fit for Adrian Peterson?
I mean, if you AP at his age, you want to play for a contender. You want to play for a team who's got a chance to play in the postseason. I like to see him go back to Minnesota, but I don't know what's going on with them at quarterback. There's still reports that Teddy Bridgewater won't be ready. You got the coaching staff out there saying that Bradford's earned the starting job. So I don't know.
Let me throw out a name.
You know me, I like to study. I'm gonna have to study before
Let me throw out a name.
That one better. Who you got?
The Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, I mean, Eddie Lacy gonna slam down one day though. Take his job back.
I think they gonna cut Eddie Lacy, bro. I think Eddie Lacy will be cut. They already cut James Starks. I think Eddie Lacy is on his way out. He may be a free agent if I'm not mistaken, but just talk to me about AP to Green Bay. What do you think about that?
I mean, I like it. I like it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if he would do it. They'd kill him in Minnesota. Like Minnesota fans, boy.
That'd be perfect.
They will burn his jerseys. You know how these fans get. Short for fanatic.
Yeah, that's the KD Westbrook of the NFL, and you see how profitable that's being for the NBA. Let's get it. That's the perfect play. Mike, reach out. What we doing?
Yeah, I don't know what Green Bay doing. They probably, but I would like
to get on the phone.
Word. You ready to move on?
Yeah, because I just thought about it. Ty Montgomery looked pretty good for them too. But anyway, go ahead. What else we got?
Ain't no AP though. Ain't no Adrian Peterson. But anyway, I want to move on. I want to talk about something that happened off the football field. It kind of had us all like, what's going on? So if you guys didn't know, Darrelle Revis had an altercation, and I think it was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. If you guys didn't know, Revis was coming out of somewhere late at night. Some crazy fans got in his face, put a camera in his face, and Revis wasn't having none of that, Spade. Revis was like, I don't want to be bothered. Revis started walking away. Dudes was behind Revis, following him with the camera. Revis took the camera. Allegedly, had put them both to sleep, knocked them both out. Allegedly, these dudes don't remember nothing but waking up talking to the cops. 10 minutes later, Spade, they ended up filing charges on Darrelle Revis for robbery, terroristic threats, just a slew of crap that had me like
crazy.
Come
trumped up
on, yo.
Too. Like they finna try to nail him to the ground.
Yeah, felonies, bro. Yeah, felonies. Spade, how do we feel about Revis in these altercations?
You know what? Can I just be the old man for a minute? I'm good at this. I'm getting real good at being the damn old man. People, look. When I see celebrities out, I don't care if I'm a huge fan of them. I'm reluctant to approach them. Not because I don't want to, but because I know they probably get sick of that. And you got to catch them in the right setting. Be respectful of these people, man. And this man, it was late, like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning in an area that's known to have some clubs and bars and whatnot. I had a out of hands, and somebody allegedly approached him and said, "Are you Darrelle Revis?" And he said, "Leave me alone." When they started following, man, stop doing that. Stop following people and recording people against their will. I'm not saying that you deserve to hit people for following you and recording you against your will. But I could understand how you want to hit somebody for following you and recording you against your will. Leave that man alone. And I'm not saying Revis ain't nice with the hands. He might be, but I don't think we've heard the truth yet. We've heard a report from Revis's attorney who says that Revis didn't even know if they was pulling out a phone. He thought it was a weapon. Come on, Revis. Ain't nobody.
Spade, I mean, it's 2 o'clock at night. People know you, Darrelle. I'm not saying.
But, and you're right, because if you said leave me alone and he went in the pocket, you could think
I walk away.
Good point.
Yeah, I walk away, and then 2 dudes are still following me, and it'll have me be like, "Yo, what's up with this?"
You got a fair point.
I'm just saying. I want to say this too. I'm kind of the old man too, Spade. I don't get on Worldstar. You know why? I don't like Worldstar, but Spade, I don't like Worldstar because the whole world bothers me with everything pulling out their phone. Man, you can see somebody on these websites, and people in need of help, and people got a phone in their hand, won't call the police, won't get these people help. Even if you want to say, "Oh, I ain't calling no cops, I ain't no snitch," you can call a damn paramedic, call an ambulance or something. But people will have their phones in their ear, seeing somebody in drastic need of help, and people will record them instead of calling. It bothers me that everything has to be recorded. I mean, everything. Everybody trying to get the quick come up, the quick fix, and I get it. We live in the age, the day and age of TMZ and all this crap. Everybody trying to get the quick 250,000. Jay-Z getting hit up by Solange in the elevator footage. Everybody trying to get that footage. But look, man. First of all, Revis has been pimping his NFL money for the longest. Revis don't need to steal nobody's phone. I don't care if it was a diamond iPhone. Facts. Revis don't need to steal nobody's phone. If the dude is walking away, it's just, man, you lucky if allegedly he only beat the dudes up and knocked them out. You lucky that's the only thing you got. Because some of these dudes in some of these areas, you can, quote unquote, finger spade, stand your ground. You know what I mean? And worse things can happen. Like, I don't know. I feel like we being old in this segment. Somebody going to be like, well, they was excited to see
but when he say leave me alone, leave him alone.
And I get all that, but it's 2, 3 o'clock.
Yeah, man.
And it's 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
You kind of look like a groupie anyway to be a male chasing another male with your damn cell phone. Put your phone up, get some dignity, and go home. Go home. Or go back in the bar and have another drink or whatever. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, you know me, I'm going to make a joke out of this. Word. Revis kind of got touched up a few times in the season, this past NFL season, and a lot of you guys went to social media with Revis joke. Apparently, Revis is nice with them hands. I hate for him to find y'all and beat y'all ass up and put you to sleep, because apparently he knocked people out. Like, he ain't just beating them up. Folks is waking up like they got hit with the Men in Black tool. They don't even remember. For 10
minutes.
Come on now. 2 people knocked out for 10 minutes, and neither one of them remember?
For 10 minutes.
Man. Come on.
For 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he silly posturpedic them. Like, what you tell him?
I told the parents.
You said they owe Revis some money for
all these charges
for putting him to sleep that long.
Revis should be charging these people a fee. You know how many times I'm tired in the middle of the day and all I need is a quick 10-minute power nap? That's some of the best sleep you can damn get. When you wake up and you don't remember. You ever wake up and you be like, damn, what? You split second, you don't know where you were. Like, did I? That's the best sleep you can get. And Revis gave that gift to them. Yeah. Here's that 10-minute power nap. That good sleep. Word. Pay the man. Pay Revis. Pay the man. Pay the man, LaPage. Pay him.
Word.
All right. So I put out a tweet earlier this week that some people probably didn't like. Some people probably did. I really don't care. But I said this is my favorite time of the year because this is the time of the year where NFL scouts come out and they tell us why the black quarterbacks aren't good enough. Now, even though I feel like racial equality in the NFL and the NBA is at an all-time high, the quarterback position is the one position that I still feel like we got some room for improvement. And we see this every year, bro. Every year. So, the NFL scouts, Mel Kiper, Todd McShay, these guys are great at their job. They're some of the best, draft analysts around. And they was talking about the fact that they feel like Deshaun Watson shouldn't be the first quarterback drafted, and maybe he shouldn't. So make sure you hear me out. That's not the argument I'm about to make. But Deshaun Watson, who has been the best player on the biggest stage in football against the biggest bully in collegiate football 2 years in a row, I feel like if he hasn't shown you enough in those last 2 years at Clemson, I don't know what anybody else could possibly show you. So Mitch Trubisky, by a lot of people's accord, is going to be the first quarterback taken, or should be the first quarterback taken. Mitch has only been the starter for 1 year, mind you. He has a 13-game body of work, as being a starter. He's played prior to this season, but being a starter. And even though the kid looks good and he's had a very, I say he had a real good campaign this past season. I'm not sure what he can show you in 13 games that makes you think he is the first quarterback that should be taken. Let me give you some numbers, bro. Then I'm going to pitch it to you. Let you see what you think about it. In the last 2 seasons, Deshaun Watson has passed for over 4,000 yards in the last 2 seasons. Also add in the fact that he almost had 700 yards rushing this season, 1,000 yards rushing, along with his 4,000 yards passing last season. But this season, I'm going to compare the two. Over 4,500 yards passing for Deshaun Watson, 41 TDs, 17 INTs. Now, the 17 INTs marks a high for him in that category since he's been at Clemson. And he finished with a 151 QB rating. Pretty respectful. Trubisky passed for over 3,700 yards passing, had 30 TDs and 6 INTs, only 6 INTs, and had like a 157 QB rating. The knock on Deshaun Watson, they're saying that at times he is inaccurate. That's an exact quote from Mel Kiper. At times he is inaccurate. And they said even though he's mobile, they don't know if that stuff is going to hold up in the league. We hear this every year as well. Not sure that that's going to hold up in the league. They said Mitch is crazy accurate. Well, I mean, every quarterback goes through those phases where they're not very accurate. I don't know if you guys watched the Super Bowl, but in the first half, Tom Brady, one of the best quarterbacks we've ever seen, was missing wide open targets, overthrowing dudes, and just flat out looking inaccurate, if I'm all right to use that word, bro. So here's the thing that blows my mind. Alabama has had the best recruiting class in collegiate football 5 of the last 6 years. In 2 years, 2 games against Alabama, Deshaun Watson has been the best player on the field against a team that's easily going to send 30 people to the league. Easily. The biggest game of Mitch Trubisky's season, the biggest stage, the brightest lights, was the Sun Bowl against Stanford without their star player, Christian McCaffrey, where North Carolina lost and Mitch threw 2 INTs on the biggest stage of his career. Now, I got all these numbers. I want to make sure I say Mitch could be the best pro quarterback we've ever seen. I'm not saying this guy's going to be bad. I'm saying what could you possibly have seen in 13 games that make you feel this way? LaParis, if I'm wrong, I want you to keep it a bean with me on this show, bro. Don't let me be wrong. How you feel about this?
One, you're not wrong, but I don't think 13 games is enough. But before I get into Mitch Trubisky, I mean, they love the kid. They love the kid. And I get why. I'm going to explain why. But just like you said earlier about about quarterbacks being inaccurate, Tom Brady was inaccurate in the first half. But Terrell Owens had a tweet earlier in the week responding to NBC Sports because it was said that one of the voters said, well, Terrell Owens dropped a lot of passes. And T.O. basically said, well, if you throw to a wide receiver enough, he's going to have some drops. And that's basically with anything. The quarterback throw the ball enough, eventually, he's going to miss some passes.
You're absolutely
He's going to miss some throws eventually. Same thing with running backs. You keep giving the running back the ball, eventually you're going to have some negative rushes. Like that is it's bound to happen. That's what happens. So saying a guy isn't as accurate as another guy, I don't think is a reason to not draft the guy. And this isn't Deshaun Watson versus Mitch Trubisky. This is about all the quarterbacks in the draft. It's a slew of other guys in the draft that some may say should go above Trubisky. And some of those people are guys that I respect, especially Hall of Fame guys. Bill Parcells and Bill Polian said he don't know why people are so enamored with Mitch Trubisky. He only played 13 games in college and ain't like he led his team to a national championship. He was like that. This guy wouldn't even be on Bill Parcells' list. Bill Parcells won a collegiate QB, a college QB that has at least 30 starts and won 70% of their games. That's why Bill Parcells loved Chad Pennington. And I know what people are going to say, well, Chad Pennington was a solid pro. I ain't saying Chad Pennington lit. Yeah, I ain't saying Chad Pennington lit the NFL up, but Chad Pennington was a solid pro. Even when he went to the Dolphins, he had a good year with the Dolphins, and if I'm not mistaken, he got hurt when he went down there. But Bill Parcells he loved guys that won at least 30, that had at least 30 starts and went 70% of 70% win percentage in college. Now, Mitch Trubisky, I don't think that 13 games is enough. Mind you, we seen guys start a slew of games in college that just didn't pan out. Ryan Leaf, Achilles Smith, Heath Schuler. There was a ton of guys. I mean, we got a guy, Matt Castle, that was in the league, didn't even start. If I'm not mistaken, Spade, did Brady even start in college?
1 year.
Or was it Brian Greasy?
Who you talking about?
Brady. Did Brady start in college or was it Brian Greasy?
Now, he was Drew Henson's backup. But I
That's
think
who it was.
Yeah, he got some start as a senior, I believe.
I mean, it's just a slew. You never know. It's a draft. You never know who's going to pan out. It's all who you think. And I understand why they love Mr. Trubisky. He has the measurables. The guy have a strong arm. He's accurate as hell.
Accurate, yeah.
Yeah, he's accurate as hell. I get it. But, again, you better pick right. This is the same thing we kind of said last year with Jared Goff and Carson Wentz, Spade. Same thing. When you picking this high in the draft, I mean, Spade, it's been reports that the Jets want to even move up to try and get in on Mitch. I mean, the Rams moved up last year for Goff, and we looking at Goff, still wondering, like,
right.
Like, I know, like, what's going on? So, I want everybody to pump their brakes. I mean, Deshaun Watson, in my opinion, I don't know. I mean, people break down Deshaun so much. Like, I agree with you, Spade. He was the best player on. I'm a Florida State fan. I watched a lot of Deshaun Watson because the Clemson played Florida State every year.
Yep.
And Deshaun Watson, in my opinion, was the best player in the ACC.
Yeah,
next to my dude, Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook is amazing, too. But Deshaun Watson is the best player in the ACC. Not to mention he's been the best player on the field in the last 2 college national championship games. The best player. Yep. They killing him. They killing him about his accuracy. Spade, I want to ask you, and it's going to hurt me to say.
Uh-oh.
Is Deshaun Watson getting the Taj Boyd treatment?
I think so. He's got this great wide receiver, Mike Williams, and I feel like they're trying to take some of his goodness and saying it's because he's got really good receivers. I also want to say this, and I don't want somebody to look at this with a broad scope and go, they doing the black quarterback, white quarterback thing again, because let's not forget, I was the first to say I don't think Lamar Jackson is NFL. I don't think he's NFL material. I don't think Lamar Jackson will be a great NFL quarterback. Once again, I could be wrong, but I've been said that. I said this a long time ago. I don't think Lamar Jackson is an NFL quarterback. I don't. I said the same thing about having a brain fart, but everybody don't line up. But consistent 4,000 yards passing seasons. I mean, 2 consistent 4,000 yards passing seasons. Playing some of the best. I mean, they beating up some good teams, man. Like, they not out here beating up on Wyoming. Like, they beating good teams. And they playing on the biggest stages and the brightest lights, and the kid is performing. And I'm not saying, I keep saying this because I know somebody going to come through the comment section and completely ignore what I'm saying. Mitch could be a way better pro than Deshaun. Deshaun could be a bust. But I don't see anything in their collegiate body of work that says that. That's all I'm saying. So if you telling me you see Mitch being better, don't tell me it's based off of that 13 games. I don't believe that. You better tell me something. Maybe you got a sample of his DNA and you found out he got some damn Bart Starr in his family tree. I don't know. You better give me something better than 13 games, 3,700 yards passing. I think that means he should be the first quarterback take. I don't see it. I just don't see it.
Spade, we could be wrong because it's happening. I mean, I show you a lot about Ryan Tannehill. But Ryan Tannehill was a wide receiver quarterback. He had that one good senior year. And I mean, I show you about Ryan Tannehill, but he's a solid quarterback in the league. That's true. If I'm not mistaken, Ryan Tannehill went mid first round, maybe at the end of the first round, maybe in the middle of the first round. We're talking about Mr. Trubisky going number 2 to San Francisco 49ers. For their sake, they need a QB. So if they draft Mitch, I hope he's everything they want in a QB, because that type of pick that high, the same thing I said last year about the Rams, that type of pick can hinder your franchise for a couple of years. So I just hope they're right. 13 games wouldn't be enough for me, but this is why those guys are there, and this is why we sit and talking about it.
That's why we're here.
I know it's guys that I respect Bill Polian Hall of Famer, Bill Parcells Hall of Famer, and both of those guys are like, I don't understand what these scouts see in Mitch, but we have to wait and see. This is why they play the game. I want to know how do you guys feel about Mitch Trubisky? I know it's going to be some North Carolina Tar Heel fans in there like, yeah, you guys isn't giving Mitch enough credit. They didn't have a good team, and those wins were because of him, not in spite of him. Let us know in the comment section down below. And I'm not saying
I want to hear it.
I'm not saying that Deshaun don't gotta be the guy. I'm just saying it's a slew of other quarterbacks that these guys are mentioning that's not even getting mentioned in the first round. So, I mean, it was just 2 years ago, Spade. It was just 2 years ago when Cardale Jones led, he played a couple games. He led Ohio State to a national championship, and people were saying Cardale should come out, and they was like, whoa, we haven't seen enough. This guy can't come out. If if they was to take Cardale Jones number one in the draft, that would be terrible.
Crazy.
So it's kind of the same thing.
Perfect example. Didn't see enough body of work on that kid. I said the same thing about Cardale Jones. I said the only thing they looking at is his size. He's a big guy, but we ain't seen enough. We don't know if this. Hey man, what do I know?
And Cardale, he took that, he heard that, he went back to school and hurt his draft stock. Yep. He still got drafted, but he hurt his draft stock. He was going to be a first-round pick.
Easily.
If he would have came out after that national championship, and he hurt his draft stock. So, like I said, they told Cardale heard that. They were saying Cardale got to stay in school. Hey, we'll see. We'll see how Mr. Trubisky pan out. I hope he's everything everybody think he's going to be. Because in San Francisco case, it's pinned in his mock draft that's where he's scheduled to go. I hope he's everything they want. By the way,
and that's a bad
I'm going to announce on the show today that I will be bringing back my mock draft. I did a mock draft a few years ago on our show, Spade. And people, Spade, I don't know if you remember, but people killed me. It was the draft when Eric Ebron came out, and people was like, why would the Lions take a tight end? They have Pettigrew, and you're stupid and dumb. And my first 20-something picks was
spot
on the money.
Yeah, I remember
on the money. So I will be bringing back my mock draft.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I hope the people that support our show is excited as well.
Well, I'm sure as hell excited, man. And if they not, it's their loss. Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
We can move on.
You ready to move on?
Yeah, what else we got?
We got a pick'em game. So you won last week.
Again?
I think we tied, but technically,
I think we
tied
win,
technically.
Bro. That's I'm proud of you. I always win.
No. I think you won last week. I think we picked the Thunder and the Wizards, and the Wizards ended up beating the Jakes off the Thunder. Good God.
So I'm up 2 now.
I think you tied it, but
I'm up 2 now.
I think we tied. We tied?
I'm up 2 now.
No, you up 1. You up 1.
I'm up 2
you
now.
Are definitely
I was up
1
1 going into that week.
No, we was tied last week. So you up 1. But I think we tied. Check the tape.
Yeah, check it, because I think I'm up 2.
You up 1. You up 1.
All right.
You definitely up 1. Leave in the comment section what's the score down there. I think Spade is up 1. So, Spade, I got a good game for us. Let's do East versus West. Let's do the All-Star game. Who you got?
What we doing?
The All-Star game.
Oh, East versus West?
Yeah.
I'm going to throw you a curveball here. I'm going to go East, and I'm going to tell you why. Everybody on the East gets along. They ain't getting along over there, fam. They not getting along. There's going to be tension over there on the West. Give me the East, and give me LeBron James. Sorry about this, James. Sorry, James.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I'll take the West because Draymond Green said last night. He said he's gonna break the ice with with Westbrook and Durant. He said he's gonna be the guy that breaks the ice. This is the All-Star game. We're gonna be here to have fun. Give me the West.
That's probably code for kicking somebody in the nuts, but okay.
We don't have to. This has nothing to do with the pick'em games, babe. But tell me, who do you have winning MVP?
James Harden. Why not?
Who?
James Harden.
Oh my God.
What's the problem? What's the problem here?
James Harden is on the West, babe.
Okay, he can win the MVP in a loss.
Oh my gosh. Let's move on. He just gotta find a way to mention James Harden.
I mean, he's gonna win, but James Harden gonna cook up.
Spade, when has that ever happened?
It's the first time for everything, damn it. An apple never fell and hit nobody in the head until Isaac Newton sat up under that tree. Mm-hmm.
Let's move on, champ.
Nobody ever lost a 20-something point lead in the Super Bowl till Atlanta Falcons went out there and embarrassed the whole state of Georgia.
You see, he's still banging the kid in Atlanta. Get him.
Anything can happen.
Get him, Atlanta.
Right. You ready to wrap it up?
Yeah, let's get it.
Let's get it, man. Last segment of the show, we call this the Strong Arm Performer of the Week. This is the Heisman of podcast. It is a very, very nice and prestigious award that we give to a male or female every week for raising their level of play to ensure that their team got the victory. I'm going to do something a little different, but first, you on the hot seat, LaParis. Who is your Strong Arm Performer of this week and why?
I usually give my Strong Arm Performer of the week
to a male
person.
To a male.
To a person. I'm not going to give it to a person. I'm going to give it to the NBA this week, Spade. First of all, they had this great moment. They had this great moment, this great segment during last night's All-Star game where it was all about Craig Sager, and they said, you know what? We got the contestants from the three-point contest, and for every three they make, we're going to donate $10,000 to the Sega Strong Foundation. And they had all the 3-point. And then Reggie Miller said, hold up. You know, Reggie Miller, one of the snipers, one of the known regardless whether you think he can commentate or not, he's one of the known snipers in the NBA.
Say Jokic's name right.
Word. He's one of the known snipers in the league. But that wasn't it. A ton of other people came out there. Khaled, Anthony Anderson, Steph Curry.
Candace
and it was
Parker.
just a great moment. Yeah, James Harden came out too. Fat Joe, a ton of people came out. DeRozan, a ton of people came out and just made it this big event. And they ended up donating $500,000 to the Sega Strong Foundation, which, in my opinion, I said that the 3-point shootout was the best contest. But the best moment was definitely that moment last night. And for that reason, NBA, you get my Strong Arm Performer of the Week. That was a hell of a moment. Let me tell you something, man. I know they miss Craig Sager a lot, and for them to take that time out to donate that much money to his foundation is just a great thing. It didn't save Craig Sager, but it may save somebody, maybe a family member of ours. Who knows? Yeah. It may save somebody's family member donating that amount of money. So shout out to the NBA for making that happen.
Yeah, that was dope. Now, you scared me. You said I'm not going to give it to a person. And I said, man, what is this guy going to do? But no, that was good, and that was definitely my favorite moment as well. You know, I get older, bro. I get a little bit emotional. Your boy almost got choked up during that segment. You guys know a couple years ago, I lost a loved one to cancer. So that always, man, it bothers me that we can do all this stuff. We can send people to the moon, and we can, allegedly, we can go find, terrorists in other countries in holes, and we got this disease that's just ripping through people, man. And I want them to find a cure so bad, and any penny helps. I definitely love that. It's crazy because we kind of did something similar. Now, I want to give my Strong Arm Performer of the Week to a person. I'm giving mine to a person. Okay. But I want to split it, if you're all right with it. I kind of want to do Strong Arm Performer of the Week. I want to give mine to DJ Khaled.
Changing the rules.
But hold on. This is for a good cause. DJ Khaled made a bucket, bro. And I think he called it. I think he turned his back on it and looked back as it, hey, that was the moment for me. And also, I want to split it. I want to give it to Shaq because Shaq took Craig Sager's. I don't know if that was his son or grandson.
That was his son.
That was his son. Took him and held him up and let him dunk it in the last time, since Steph Curry couldn't deliver the half-court shot for us. But it was definitely a real good moment. It was a feel-good moment. It was the first time that everybody in the building wasn't rooting for this person or that person. Everybody in the building was rooting for the same thing, and that was for those shots to go in for Craig Sager. That was dope. That was dope.
And Spade, one of the dopest moments, Spade, was when it got down to 10 seconds and they were supposed to shoot one at a time. Everybody grabbed the ball. Everybody started jacking in. Like, 3 of them hoes went in.
I balled up some paper and threw it in the trash can. I made mine too.
I'm telling you that. That was really one of the best moments. That was my best moment of the night. So if we talking about moments of the night, that was the best moment to me. That was dope. Shout out to the NBA for making that happen.
That's why they get it. You'll never see nothing that dope from the NFL. They over there all tightwad, and you can't dance and celebrate. And you just got to score and just stand there like a robot.
Gloves and the
NBA gets it. The association, you guys get it. You did it right. That's it.
I want to say, what was you guys? Who are you guys' Strong Arm Performer of the Week, Spade? I'm gonna wrap the show. You got anything else to add?
Nope.
First and foremost, we want to thank you guys for your continued support. Like I said, I will be bringing back the mock draft. I kind of want like a little ticker at the bottom, like ESPN be having.
I got you.
Like,
I got you.
Okay.
Say no more, I got you.
When we get closer to the draft, I mean, because I've been making my mock drafts. So anybody that know me, I've been doing mock drafts for a minute. But I want the little ticker down there. I'm gonna put together a mock draft. Hopefully, now that I got all this pressure on me, I deliver. Like, you know what I mean? Last time I had like the first 20-something picks right. I kind of want to deliver like that again. But anyway, we want to thank y'all for tuning in. If you new here, you know what? Bang the subscribe button. If you're a regular, hit the like button. Take 2 seconds. If you don't want to see two dudes talk to argue with each other in 2 boxes, that's okay. We got audio, podcasts everywhere. SoundCloud, Podomatic, iTunes, top 60 on iTunes. We can't thank you guys enough for your continued support. I want to say it's been a great show. It's been a great show. I want you guys to leave your thoughts in the comment section. Tweet us. Email us, whatever, about every topic that we talked about today, especially the Orlando Magic, because we clueless. We don't know what the hell they doing. And Mitch Trubisky, I'm interested to know how you guys feel about him. Are we missing something? Because 13 games, in my opinion, is not enough. But I'm interested to know what you guys think. So leave your thoughts down there. Let us know. Spade. Great show, bro. We'll see these guys next episode. We out.
That's right.
Peace.